when I play who banging. That cool with who banging.
To make sure that they ain't.
Here you go. Make sure you just put up the little. This song does not belong to me.
Hey, I got
Come on.
I got who banging
Dang.
on all Transformers. Mac 10 know what time it is. We ain't trying to get paid off your song, Mac 10. Or whoever else produced this
Through
song.
that airport.
They pulled the boy off like 10 minutes into my show. All my friends was gone. I was by myself for an hour and a half. It's lonely at the top. All right, man. Before they cut us off with this who banging on all these Transformers, what we got today? Let's see what we got today. I know I uploaded some shots. All right, so we got them Bruins gonna bring some melanin to the Rose Bowl. The HBCU coming in the house. I'm kind of excited about it, man. I want to see the halftime show. I don't really care about the game too much.
Or you think they're gonna let them do the halftime show?
Well, yeah, that's part of the deal. I already read about it. We're gonna talk about it. And then the Kobe logo
All right.
talks. Kyrie Irving is at it again. Black Kings established the league. I think we could have went about it a different way. Now we're going to mess around and they're not going to do nothing now the way he put it. Coming to America, Jeremy Lin feels the pain. Somebody called my man coronavirus on the court. And I'm trying to work on my racist self. I taught a Bible class on Wednesday about not being racist.
Mm-hmm.
My racist side, I laughed. I know I was wrong. Lord, forgive me. When I first saw the headlines, I said I can only kind of like imagine how that conversation went. But we'll talk about it. What if? Got a few what ifs for y'all. My main one is, what if the NFL supported Cap when he first took a knee? Could things have been different the last, 5 or 6 years? How long has it been since Cap played? And who gonna be the next Eagle? Who we gonna draft? We gonna mess this draft up? I got a person we need to draft. I'm not sure about you.
People. Hey man, I went through a draft. I got one trade scenario in here.
You got a whole Mel Kiper wish list.
I got a whole wish list, man.
All right, here we go, man. Our intro, 15-5. All right, man. Let's see if we get shut down by who Mac 10 signed with? Profile?
I have no idea, man. I don't keep up with who musicians are signed up. I still listen to the 90s. I guess who banging is in the 90s, but man, I still listen to the 90s music like it just came out. Like, man, you get that new Tribe?
Man, they sent me a notification. They usually give me one that says your show has been blocked in select countries. This time they said your video is completely blocked. Like I just did something extra wrong this time. Like, you done went too far now, bro. We done pulled your video from every country in the world. I said, you made it, baby. When they got you got haters.
You can't now. The people in Russia can't see AC Sports Live.
Miss Mac, I got haters all over the world. I'm like Juvenile, not Juvenile. I'm like Ludacris. Was it Ludacris that had area codes? Yeah, area codes. I got haters all over the world now, Miss Mac. Watch out. All right, man. All right, here popping. We got the homies in here. Rio.
James Mac in the house.
Rio says, switch to some Cardi B. Are you serious, man? Cardi B gets no play in my house. Mac 10 tripping about his music. No, Mac 10 ain't said nothing. Mac 10 been cool about it. It was the Roots.
How the Roots gonna be mad that you trying to be great, man? They great.
It wasn't the Roots people. It was the Roots managers. It's their company. They don't want us to be great. They want to hold us back.
Mr.
Oh.
House Party himself is in the house. What up, AC?
Oh, it's Clutch. Start calling him Clutch Carter.
Clutch Carter.
Priority Records. Let's hope they ain't listening. Priority Records don't have the same hateration as Warner Brothers. I believe it was Warner Brothers that sent me that. Let me see who sent me that. I'm gonna see who it is. I'm gonna write him a letter. Say I don't appreciate you sending your. It was Warner Music Group. Rights Management has blocked your video worldwide. I'm like, hey, that's love, man. Oh, worldwide? Before it was just in Singapore. I'm worldwide. Partially muted now. They gave me a little love, so now it's back up. Clutch Carter, good luck tonight. Watching the Tom and Jerry movie on HBO Max. I'm watching that after I watch Snowfall. Ain't that a crazy little mix? Kayla gonna love it.
But you know what? Tom and Jerry is gangster though, man. There's never cartoon characters that caught hands.
Oh man.
At the drop of a dime. As soon as they seen each other, it was a misunderstanding.
It was on site. Never okay. It was like a scene from Snowfall. Hey man, can you squash the beef? Nah, I'm killing everybody on that block. That's Tom and Jerry, man. Acme Explosives.
I can't even get in the Snowfall episode. I don't know, man. I just don't like
the drug scene.
On drugs, man. I don't know. It's just something about it, man. I can't get into it. Like the people that are all on Scarface and all the Godfathers and stuff. I can't get into those movies, man. It just don't work for me.
I'm a little bit racist in that sense. I don't like seeing my people kill each other over a substance that was supplanted for us to kill each other over, and we be doing just as such. But Scarface, let the Colombians do it, man. Let them get down. Let them go ahead and kill each other off, and who would trust me? I'm like, yeah.
You got the Colombians, man.
Let the Colombians do what the Colombians do, man. They don't mess around. He said, "Kid and Play. Kid and Play. Let me use that music." Nah.
Hola, eh.
Nah, they gonna be. I heard that Anthony Carter was in my favorite movie. I thought that was he's in number 1 and 2, Miss Mac. We gotta get an autograph for you.
Most definitely gotta get an autograph for you, honey.
Capitol Records has all the control now.
Hey, what type of pajamas did you have on at the Jammy Jam, AC?
He had on them checkerboard polka dot Kwame joints.
Oh, okay.
He had that Jabot shirt on in the House Party 1, though.
He said a Jabot shirt.
He had that
I thought Jabot made jeans.
Jabot jeans and a shirt. That's how you knew it was bootleg. You can say, I didn't wear bootleg. My family was rich. Like an episode of ATL. All right, man. UCLA has announced they're going to play 2 HBCUs in 2022. They're going to play Alabama State. In 2023, they're going to play North Carolina Central. Big news to you. How you feel about it?
I did a little research on it. Come to find out, openings because Michigan backed out. Michigan didn't want to do the home and home like how they did when we were around. So Michigan backed out, and we are going to grab those 2 HBCUs. I've never been one for D1 or FBS schools to play FCS schools, unless it was like the North Dakota States or the James Madisons and stuff, the really good schools that can actually compete. So I was always not really a big fan of that. And I was kind of happy that UCLA was one of the last schools that was holding out on playing FCS schools. But if we're going to do this as in trying to build racial harmony and build the gaps in the profiles of these teams, I'm all for it. I was hoping if we did do that UCLA will schedule Southern. And have a home and home with them. I think that would be cool. Have a home and home with the HBCU. So now the HBCUs not only come to you, you go to them, and you get to see the atmosphere and the culture of those stadiums. Like you get a taste of it when they come to you, but you get the whole shebang when you go to them. And I'll be more than happy when the FBS school does that. Go to one of the HBCUs and play them at their home turf. I mean, you're still probably going to beat them bad, but you get to see that atmosphere. You get to see that love. You get to see how the great representation of black folks. And I think that would be good for not only for the PWI schools, but even for the HBCUs to have one of those PWIs, a Notre Dame, a USC, Miami come there and but I think Miami has gone to FAMU before, so I think that has happened. But I think that would be absolutely great.
I think it's a great idea, and as I was thinking of it being a tune-up game, I'm looking at, well, it's Chip Kelly. He messing around and lose the game because we don't have no gimmies on our schedule. Even when we have powder puff games, we somehow make it interesting. And we know those two teams will have a few athletes here and there. They won't have the interior linemen to be able to withstand a 4-quarter game, but they will have several athletes. I think it's a good thing. I know the home and home thing probably will be a stretch because of the money. It's a big money game for the HBCUs. I believe they're going to stand to make close to, I think, $250,000 to $500,000 just for showing up. And they could pretty much, finance the athletic department with that chunk of change by coming to the Rose Bowl. If we went to Alabama State or North Carolina Central, I'm not sure if they would still generate the money unless it was a TV game. So I know that it's a big financial thing. And in addition to what you said as far as racial harmony, providing some type of equity between, PWIs and HBCUs. And UCLA has always been at the forefront of race relations and making some noise when it comes to racial equality and things like that. So I think it's with the culture of UCLA. We've always been at the forefront with those types of things. I'm pretty excited about the bands. So we got the UCLA marching bands called the Solid Gold Sound. That's the name of our band. But we got on record that the HBCUs are going to bring their bands. So we get to see Alabama State's Mighty Marching Hornets come to Westwood in 2022, which is next season. Not this season, next season.
But the next.
And then in 2023, in 2 more seasons, the North Carolina Central Sound Machine Marching Band. So the HBCUs, they name their band something that's going to pretty much say what you can expect. So I'm waiting to see the Mighty Marching Hornets and the Sound Machine Marching Band from North Carolina Central. I might even go to the game, man. It might be something to watch. The halftime show might be sometime when you don't go get chips this time. Don't get no nachos this time. Stay in your seat and enjoy the show. Let's see, Rio says he likes it. Nice to see the black colleges get some exposure to D1 schools. At least, I got it cut off. He said, at least see where the talent is. Great competition. Like I said, we mess around and lose. If one of them teams is playing well, before you came, Jimmy, we almost lost to Cal State Fullerton.
I seen that game. I seen it on.
Yeah, I was like, look at this, man. They had about 3 dudes that could play, and they was wearing us out.
The quarterback and both running backs are actually pretty good. I've seen it again. I was like, man, I remember that game. I seen it on YouTube again. Yeah. Like, man, I remember that game.
Yeah, it's a big money game for them, and we trying to do a tune-up game, and they want to mess around trying to win the game. Karif, my Eastern Pequot brother, Coppin State, but it came down and gave us that bump. Yeah, well, we ain't trying to get beat. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why we didn't. That's why we didn't schedule Southern.
Coppin State ain't good. Coppin State ain't good. I'm trying to blow Coppin State up.
Coppin State. Oh, Miss Max said that's a catch-22. The HBCUs will get some exposure and money, while our kids may get injured and hurt. They're gonna be all right, Miss Mac. It's football. They're gonna be all right. If they're gonna get hurt, no matter who they're playing against.
Yeah.
They're gonna, we playing a game that's you 100% chance you're gonna get hurt. So you might as well do something good while you're doing it. But
if you don't get hurt, you can get off the bench at all.
He said SU or is it SU?
SU. The human jukebox.
The
That's
human
the name
jukebox.
Of the human jukebox.
Yeah, Rio said you can get hurt any given Saturday or Thursday. If they up by 20 points, put the backups in. My coach used to always say to me, anybody can be beaten on any given Sunday. That's why we play on Saturday. Makes sense?
Did Grambling almost come in a couple of years ago and beat Arizona? They gave Arizona all they can handle. I know that.
Grambling came and played Arizona?
Mm-hmm. They gave, I think Lonnie knows for sure. But I know they gave U of A a dang good game. I think they barely lost that game.
We'll say you want to see it in person. I think Jimmy gonna go and dress up. He gonna be the marching, what you call it, the drum major. He's skinny.
Oh,
He's skinny enough. I'm waiting for it. The game is scheduled though. Alabama State, September 10th, 2022. So mark your calendar. And in North Carolina Central is September 16th, 2023. My son's graduation year. Oh man, we're getting old, bro. We're getting old.
I'm most definitely up for seeing those games, man. I would love to go see it. I haven't been to a game at the Rose Bowl in a long time. I just kind of hate going out there, man, because it's an all-day event.
It's a hassle.
Because getting in, traffic going out, it's tough, man.
You got to park like 5 miles from the Rose Bowl and walk the whole golf course. It takes you about an hour to get from your car to the Rose Bowl entry. I just hope that everything's cleared up by then. We got coronavirus under control, and we can enjoy a ball game. Because it wouldn't even be fun if we can't go. Like watching it on television is cool, but I don't want to hear Brent Musburger or who's a color analyst now going to say we have the sound machine of the marching band of North Carolina Central.
God, what's the guy? Lonnie was talking about him today, the black guy, that calls the games now.
Gus Johnson?
Gus Johnson. I think they would have Gus Johnson do it.
Yeah, Gus Johnson called a lot of our games.
Yeah.
I think Gus. Matter of fact, I think Gus Johnson is on our intro. He says, Anthony Cobb with the pick. That's Gus Johnson.
I think so. It could be, man. Gus Johnson is to what this generation of football, he's their Keith Jackson.
Yeah.
Because they use his voice a lot.
Yeah.
We want to. I mean, I couldn't wait to have Keith Jackson call my name.
Whoa, Nelly. I think we got a couple of. I think we had Keith Jackson one day. One of those
times.
One of the times I think when we had an actually really good matchup, we had Keith Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Good old days, man. Let's talk about them good old days, man. The good old days.
Grambling U of A score. This was 2016. Grambling beat them 31-21. I mean, U of A beat Grambling 31-21. So it's a good game.
Well, they got athletes everywhere. It's just they have the lineman that year is going to be the key. Yeah. All right. Moving on, man. All right. Kyrie's in the news again. I threw up the tweet. Kyrie said, gotta happen. I don't care what anybody says. Black Kings built the league. Kobe Bryant for the logo. All right. How we feel about this? And did Kyrie jump the gun? Yes, yet once again. Did he go about this the right way?
Kyrie Irving.
Kanye Irving.
I mean, he's just. This is who he is. I mean, I don't mind because nobody's gonna fuss about it. If you made Kobe the new logo, nobody's gonna fuss about it because of the tragic death and because he's a great player. And what it would be is another Laker as a logo. I could tell you that, which shows you what team is actually running this league. But I don't know, man. I got mixed emotions about it, and I heard an argument about it. Was it yesterday from LeVar Arrington, I think, or it was Chris Broussard? I don't want to look at the logo and be reminded of the tragedy that happened with Kobe. Because when I see that logo, knowing that it's his silhouette, and he's going to be the logo, it's going to bring up that memory, and he's going to bring up that memory every time. When I see the NBA logo with Jerry West, I don't think, oh man, that's Jerry West. He's the greatest player of all time, or even in the conversation, the greatest player of all time. I just go, that's just the logo of the league. It represents the red, white, and the blue. As you can see it just so happened that they use his silhouette. It's not something that I don't think they plan, like, okay, let's make Jerry West the logo. Because for fans, you know how it is. You know how it is with these fans and these debate groups. Man, it should have been LeBron. No, it should be Jordan. As you can see Rio right now, it should be Jordan. Or, man, why not Magic? Why not Kareem? It's going to always be somebody that's going to go, well, why not that person? Why not that person? So I'm keeping it with Jerry West because I hate to be reminded, knowing that the silhouette in the NBA logo would be Kobe, and the tragedy. The tragedy that was irresponsible on all parts of people. Something that could have totally been avoided. It's not like it was some tragedy that was set up. It was an accident that could have totally been avoided, and it would just keep bringing up that memory for me, because I can still remember that day. I remember yelling at my TV, yelling at my phone, because I just didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. I really didn't want to hear it. So I not be, because I know that's going to bring up a lot of feelings to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Our girl Beatrice in the house. What up, B? She said yes, Kobe for the logo. I think you're going to get a lot of support from what Kyrie is pushing. I don't know if this is the time. Like, are they looking to change the logo? Is this the year, the bicentennial year, or what would make them change it? And since he did double down with the culture, push our culture forward, and I'm in a state of mind these days as I won't be silent. I will say what's on my mind. But I would like to be a lot more strategic. And when he said Black Kings built this league, I know that. Jimmy Mack knows that. Every black person in America will probably agree. However, who's going to make a decision on whether that logo gets changed or not? So like I was telling my son, I said, yeah, power to the people. But now they're really not going to change it, because he put it out there as this is why we should change it. I think we could have been a little bit more strategic. I know we're tired of being strategic. We're tired of waiting to protest. We're tired of telling somebody when is it the proper way or right time to protest. I think this is something that's a lot more political, a lot more yes men in the room will have to be on the same page. And now you have to agree with Kyrie to a certain degree, and you don't want to be in the I agree with Kyrie, because sometimes Kyrie says some wild stuff. This right here, he said it in a fashion where I don't care what nobody says. It should be Kobe. And now it's kind of like, well, if LeBron agrees, if KD agrees, like the culture is you guys as a conglomerate group of mega superstars in the NBA, what you guys say matters to the young folks. I agree Kobe Bryant is an iconic individual. Unfortunate that he passed away. It hurt us all. And making him the logo, I would not have a problem with it. I understand what you're saying. It would bring up bad memories, but I still believe his impact on the game could benefit from being eternally etched in the record books as the person who surpassed Jerry West. Like, I'm not sure why Jerry West is even the logo in the first place. How'd that come about? It should have been Kareem or Dr. J, or or Bill Russell, somebody that was carrying the league. So it is time, but is it something that they're voting on, or is this something that Kyrie just brought up?
I think it's something that Kyrie just brought up, because I know Jerry West said he didn't care. Jerry West said it was something that he didn't care about as being a logo, and then from what I hear, the reports, when they picked the logo, they just picked the player. And Jerry West, and let's not fool ourselves, he was a great player in his league. Man averaged 20, 27, 28 points a game for his career. So it's not like they took some chump. They took the bald eagle and made him the logo. Jerry West was at that time, Jerry West was the greatest shooting guard to ever play the game, and he was one of the first combo guards. He was a great passer of the basketball. He was a great shooter. He did his thing. So I don't think it was something like, hey Jerry, you want to be the logo of the league, or they push. I think they just seen, okay, he's a good player. That's a basic silhouette of somebody just taking somebody off the dribble or dribbling the ball. Let's use that. I don't think it was something that was planned, but it just became a thing. And we know that Jerry West is known as a logo. But changing it to Kobe, once again, I get it. I wouldn't mind. I just know that that's going to bring up a lot of stuff and a lot of conversation that we shouldn't be having, because there's going to be somebody who's a Kobe hater. And I'm a Kobe hater, and I wouldn't mind Kobe being the logo because he's a Laker. And it just goes to show you, once again, the Lakers dominate the league. But it's going to always be somebody. Why he the logo? Why he got to be the logo? Then that's going to take to the fact, the impact that he had on and off the court for the game. And, how that man, he basically, and I tell people this all the time, his work ethic, despite the fact he was ultra talented, his work ethic is an example of what you should be as an athlete and as a person, period. And I think it's a logo for life. Put forth the effort, put forth the work. But once again, man, like a person like me, You know, I'm not a big Kobe fan, but every time I see that logo, I'll be reminded of that tragedy. I just know me.
Yeah.
And I want to be reminded of it.
I think people are getting beyond it because they're bringing his name up a lot more in conversations again. Before it was just like, rest in peace, Kobe. I'm not even going to use Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. How do we keep his name circulating in the culture? This is one way to do it. My cousin D Strong, back east in Connecticut, New London in the house, Eastern Pequot Indians. What's up, brother? Says he feels you, Mac, on that point of view, though. We love Kobe. Don't want to always be reminded of the tragedy. But I think this is one way where, since the tragedy is what it is, it's fresh on our minds and will ever be etched in our minds. But this generation of players, they all looked and emulated this guy in his work ethic. I don't think it would be that big of a deal with people having a problem with it being Kobe because of what happened to him. Now, if they change it to Jordan or LeBron, you'll have a big problem because they're still playing.
Civil War breakout.
Oh, man. It'd be crazy, man. It'd be like, how come LeBron is the logo? Because LeBron is the new GOAT. How come it ain't Kareem? How come it ain't Bill Russell? How come it ain't Moses Malone? It should be Daryl Dawkins. It could be anybody you guys love. It should be Charles Barkley, Shaq. Like, I think if it's going to be anybody, if they're going to change it, I think Kobe will be appropriate. I don't even talk about the logo that much. I forget the logo is even on the jersey sometime. So it's not that huge. Yeah. It'll be on the floors of the arenas. It'll be on the jerseys. And I believe it'll be a good way to pay homage to the great Kobe Bryant, who gave his life to basketball. He was an ambassador of the game. And, I wouldn't mind it. Let's see if it happens the way Kyrie put it out there. I think Kyrie being the person that said it, it won't happen. I think if LeBron would have said something, like if LeBron would have brought this to the table, it might have had some legs. But since it's Kyrie, and then Kyrie thinks the world is flat, that ain't gonna, But I do appreciate Kyrie and his push for the natives, being a native person of color of this nation. And him pushing, my Pequot brothers are on here. I appreciate him in that aspect, but sometimes he says things that kind of like make people back up. And I'm like, dang, Kyrie, we had a chance. You smoked it off.
I feel you on that.
You smoked it off, Kyrie. Let's see what we got in here. Beatrice says, we all know Black Kings built the league. They all know it, but they won't admit it, B. Bill Russell, Dr. J, and it's not even like we better than y'all, but look at the league. I mean, we love Larry Bird, but Larry Bird played 8 seasons, that bad back?
And still was putting buckets up.
Yeah, with a bad back.
That back and put up 40. I got a bad back. I ain't even trying to play nothing.
My back hurt right now. I'm standing up because my back hurt. I can't sit down. My back hurt. I got to stand up. Sidebar, Lakers winning 101-90. They should be winning.
Game's over, 102-93.
Yeah, they should win that game. Blazers got 18 injuries. All right, so Jeremy Lin is in the news again. Somebody called him coronavirus in the game. Forgive me, Lord. I'll put my nephew up there on accident. My nephew got his pass today, his football pass. Okay. I'm gonna have to put him on there and see if his dad pops on. So Jeremy Lin said he was called coronavirus on the court at a G League game. And he said it was worse in college at Harvard, that he's been called all types of racial slurs. Is this news?
Wait a minute, Jeremy Lin is in the G League? What? Didn't that dude take the NBA by storm not that long ago?
Now that's racist. Why is Jeremy Lin in the G League? That's racist.
Jeremy Lin has proven that he can be a part-time player in the NBA. This dude had one of like the greatest months in NBA history, and he in the G League. That's what I'm more. That's
more offensive than being called coronavirus. If you want to be truthful about it,
man,
why are you in the G League? That's racist. The only reason why you're in the G League is because you're Asian. If he was,
I don't think that's it.
If he was white, he'd be in the league. If he was black, he'd be. Well, no, that ain't true. There was some G League.
For a quick second, man, people were talking about was he going to be? He was on a Hall of Fame arch for a month. Was this about 2015, maybe 2014? The dude was balling for the Knicks, man, and then all of a sudden he in the G League.
He's in the G League playing with some rookies. 9-year vet in the G League, and I mean I saw Jared Jack in there balling. Jared Jack is like the third guard off the bench. Come in there, drop 20 buckets every time. Like Jared Jack is money. Jared Jack is money, but he's sitting behind Jalen Green and them guys. Because it's not for no old vet to get back in the league. It's like an old guy. Remember our pro days? And somebody we played with in like 4 years comes back to try out again? That's what it feels like with Jerry Malin and Jared Jack out there. Still balling, still trying to make it. You get a 10-year vet, man.
Or maybe they're just veteran presence on this team, kind of like the leaders trying to
get back to the NBA.
Understand? Jared Jack, man. Jared Jack played in the national title game in like 2008 or something like that against UConn. He was a pretty good solid guard, but he wasn't somebody that. Hey man, once it's over with, you got the NBA, man. You too old. Jared Jack got to be like 36, 37 years old.
He can still get buckets though. He need to go ahead and play the big three with Mahmoud Rauf and them. Just ball out.
Yeah, do that.
But no, there's somebody said, Jeremy Lin, you need to go sit down somewhere. You in the G League. But just all jokes aside, man. There ain't no room for no racism, man. There's no room for it. I mean,
but the racism are trash talks, you know, and that's the thing.
But who gave them liberty to call him coronavirus? Trump. This is Trump's fault.
Isn't it? Trump. This is a Trump thing. But my wife said it's offensive as hell. It is. But, think about. I mean, I've been called some things on playing pickup basketball. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take it to offense. I just figured these dudes are just talking mess. Like I remember one time we were playing at this park in Brentwood, and this white dude was guarding me, and I was just missing shots. He said, "Man, I thought black dudes could play." You're an embarrassment.
Reverse racism. Oh, so you get the.
Say that.
The stereotype. He took it back. I take that back. You can't play. I apologize. I assumed you could play.
I just went to the paint. I said, okay, let me play my game. Let me stop trying to shoot these jumpers. I went straight to the paint.
Go right to the rack and dunk on somebody. Now that's the nigger I know. Hey, what? You ain't supposed to say that, man. It's the N-word. I'm sorry. I was giving you a compliment.
Yeah, that's kind of offensive though that they said coronavirus, man. I mean, I think that's pretty bad. But knowing the person, I guarantee you, just some young cat, ignorant to the fact that that's a harmful thing to say. And you know, Jeremy Lin might as well just go ahead and, you know, chalk it up as bad trash talk. Pull a young dude aside and say, hey man, you know, that was pretty offensive, but you know what? When you get in the league and you start talking personal things about people, so if you say something bad about Steph's wife and he dropped 50 on you, just know you brought that upon yourself.
Well, it's the article is saying that Asian Americans have been silenced to not be in the conversation of a people that has you know, suffered from discrimination or prejudice and racism. Yeah. I believe there's a basketball movie coming out next week called Booby. Is it Booby or Boogie? Boogie, about an Asian American basketball player. Mm-hmm. And I think all those different ideas and occurrences that have happened to Jeremy Lin is going to be in the movie, and that we're going to racially discriminate against him because he's Asian, that he can't hoop. You can't hoop. And I think that's normal, that you don't see a lot of Asian guys being able to hoop. And I think the movie's placed in New York, especially in New York. Now in California, that happens all the time. I play with Asian guys. They got ball handling skills.
They can shoot.
They know how to play. Hey man, we got balled up at UCLA by an intramural team, Asian fraternity. It was me, Jamal Clark, Derek Ayers, Phillip Ward. I want to say Big O played, Ryan Fiend, and we had a nice little squad. Them Asian dudes must have ran us out the gym, bro. It wasn't even funny. I think I got it on tape. I think I got it on tape.
You ain't got the footage, do you?
I think I have it on 8mm. I had on them Jason kids. I thought I was out there hooping. I might have had like 4 points. And my wife was recording, and she talking mad trash like Miss Mac the whole game. She's like, "Oh, stick to football. Oh, y'all terrible. Oh, y'all supposed to be athletes. Oh, y'all getting beat by the Asian dudes." And it was like,
seeing all that, I can't see it.
Oh man, my wife is cold-blooded, man. She cold. She out there laughing at it. Miss Mac says, let's say, Miss Mac is serious about this though. That's what she say. No, he knew what he was saying. That's exactly why he said it.
I know when I was coaching basketball at Diego Rivera, girls basketball, we had to play RFK, Robert F. Kennedy. They're a predominantly Asian school. And I remember my girls came in, they were laughing because, we were way taller than this team. And that team beat us. They barely beat us. But after that, our girls couldn't wait. They were like, "Coach, are we scheduling them next?" Because the next year they took them serious. And then we beat them by 20. So they barely beat us the first time when we played them. But then the next time we played them, we beat them by 20. Because my girls decided to take it serious the next time we played them. But them girls were efficient with their passing. They're efficient with running their plays. And they were serious, man. And our girls was laughing. "Oh, we're bigger than them. And we wasn't a big team. We were a small team, but we were bigger than them. And they were laughing and playing. But the next time around, they did. The ones that remember that, the ones that were on the team the next season, that week of practice, they were like, we ain't losing to this team again. Mm-hmm. And they focused. It'll tell you like this: when you have racial prejudice toward people and you got to compete against them and they beat you, it teaches you a lesson that you got to take people serious, and all that being racist stuff or having these prejudices or bias against people, that ain't gonna put no points on the board. Mm-mm. You got to go out there and play. And believe me, them girls kind of knew. They knew what was going down. Yeah. When they heard our girls laughing and joking around and not taking them serious, they went out there and they opened up one on us. After that, though,
like
our girls
like a well-oiled machine, put them things on you. I would say something racist right now, but I won't. Don't do that, man. Put some things on you at the end of the game. You want to shake hands, hit that bow on you real quick, like bow. And they bowed on you, and you like, oh, it's alternative trash talking, nothing more. Can be no worse than what Serena went through. But I do believe people are insensitive sometimes with no shame. I wonder what the context was when someone would call Jeremy Lin coronavirus. He don't talk trash. Mm-hmm. So he must have did somebody a little cross up, got him a bucket. Somebody was in their feelings. Oh, you out here getting balled up by coronavirus. Like what?
They wouldn't even call him Ivy League, because Jeremy Lin played at the Ivy League. At least call him Ivy League.
Well, I know they're calling him all kinds of stuff in the Ivy League. Ivy League dudes are real jerks.
Yeah, they are.
And then one reporter said, Lynn's sanity has a chink in the armor. I was like, he knew better than writing that in the headline.
He knew what he was saying in that one.
He knew exactly what he was saying. So I feel for him, but I say welcome to the NBA. Because I know, brother.
Hey, what did call PG?
Oh,
he said PG.
Hey, you're gonna be calling everything under the sun. I know it's no place for racism in 221. We trying to get it all cleaned up, but it's good. I wonder who said it. Was it a brother? It sounded like something a brother would say in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but if I was him, I wouldn't trash talk Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin had more than just a cup of coffee in the NBA. Oh, my man set the NBA on fire for a month.
Jeremy gave Kobe buckets, right? He didn't give Kobe a 40-piece.
He was giving everybody buckets, man, hitting game winners. I mean, and Carmelo was hurt. And this is the thing. He didn't have to share the spotlight when he was doing all this. Carmelo was hurt.
But Carmelo got him cut though, because Carmelo said, "When I come back, I ain't playing with him." And he might have been the first one to say something about it. I'm not playing with no Chinaman. Like, how some brothers be saying that? Like, Chinaman? Mm-hmm. I play with guys who would call an Asian dude Chinaman on the basketball court. And I'd be like, stall him out, man. Hey, man, picking up no Chinaman. I'd be like, dude, you can't say that. That's wrong.
This ain't the 18 sisters, man.
That's the homie, man. That's the homie. And Long Beach probably had many Asian players, ballers. So Get that out of your system. Jeremy Lin's a bona fide baller, but like you said at the top, why is he even in the G League? Jeremy Lin might be a Hall of Famer. He had such a long stretch of success, man. He had a great story. He had made it. And then Carmelo said, I ain't playing with him. I blame Carmelo Anthony. That's why he had to sit so long. Karma came back and bit him in the butt. Now he an activist trying to do the right thing. So Jeremy Lin, I hope they find the guy who said that. They find him and let everybody know that's not cool.
Yep.
But brother, you ain't the only person in the world that's been called something.
Oh man.
That's part of the territory. You're a public figure.
Play city ball. Play city ball in LA.
Whoa.
You'll be called all type of things.
Man.
And this
we played.
call you
did you hear the N-words we was called in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Going through the tunnel? I'm like, well, shoot.
That's more brothers on the team than we do.
I'm like, all right. Okay. Take your back there. I was like, oh, snap. We really in the South. I'm like, oh. Why in the world would a brother come play here? The lynch mob is right there in the tunnel.
On the pedestal.
All right, man. So what if, man? What if? I threw it out to you, man. Off the top. What if the NFL supported Colin Kaepernick and encouraged players to take a knee until some policy was changed, until some bad police officers were arrested? What if the NFL would have supported Colin Kaepernick when he started the protest?
I'm not for sure if it would have changed anything, because you got to remember the commander-in-chief at the time, 45, was the biggest staunch against Kaepernick taking the knee. So as we can see, his supporters, they are beyond common sense. They are beyond common knowledge. They believe and hang on to everything this man say. So I don't know if it have made any changes in many policies, because I think there's a giant disconnect between policing and the people nowadays. I think it's been that way for a long time. Police officers, and I'm gonna say all of them, but a lot of them, and they have their own gangs inside police units. They have their own, they own get down. Like certain stations don't get along with other stations. Or if you come into our territory, we'll shoot at you. Like police officers they're a little warped right now. So I'm not for sure how that would have changed the policy. I really think that the people that's doing it, that are in there, and I know there was an FBI report in the early 2010s that was saying that white supremacists have infiltrated law enforcement on all levels, and that's been out there. But it's like they could have stopped it at any moment they decided to. If you knew that there were white supremacists and militia type people joining in police departments, and you knew this, why you didn't weed those people out? Why you didn't try to weed those people out? I think having this conflict in America between the police and the citizens is something that they kind of want, because it kind of keeps us in check. Because we know that any given moment, the police, it don't matter if you black, white, brown, Asian, Muslim, Christian, atheist, it don't matter. In that moment, that police officer has your life in his hands, and they don't care. And they will do and abuse their power. So sometimes it's not even just a racial thing, it's just an abuse of power. A lot of these people aren't, think about it. They wasn't star athletes in college, a lot of, or in high school. So they got out of high school, they turned 18, they decided to get a gun and a badge and go out there and play Barney Fife. Or they got out the military, felt disenfranchised, got a badge, got some PTSD going for them, and they're doing stuff. So I think it wouldn't have changed much in policy, because really what the policy needs to be changed is, how do we vet these people better? What is the background checks for some of these people? Because this is absolutely ridiculous that some of these people, and you've seen the Capitol riots, there was a lot of law enforcement that was there at the Capitol riots. So these law enforcement people think, and they were attacking other law enforcement people, they're attacking the Capitol Police. So it's not about a blue life thing, it's not about that, it's just a nutso thing. I think we just have a lot of nuts who want guns and badges so they can prove that they're worthy of something. And I think that's what it would have been. I would love to have the NFL supported them, because I can't get back those 13 games I didn't watch that season, or 13 weeks of not watching football that season. But I just really think that If the NFL would have did it, it would have had very little impact because that's beyond the NFL's hand. Now I think the NFL don't really care about that. Make our money and play this game. We don't care about your social activism.
How about if the players would have really boycotted and not played?
If the players would boycotted and not played, I think because we have some vengeful owners in this league, I think once they would have cut people. They would have cut people. They would have just really, so you don't want to play? We're going to cut people. Because they know that there's somebody out there chopping at the bit for that opportunity.
I'll sell out. I'll sell out, sir. Sir, I'll sell out.
Yep, exactly. So I think that a lot of people would have just been like, yeah, we'll get rid of Zeke sits out. But I'm going to go get Tony Black over here, who's been waiting to get his opportunity, and he'll play. It'd be like the Scabs. Was it 83?
Yep.
You just have some scabs out there.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I know earlier Rio said we just need our own league. If we tried to create our own league,
it would be blocked.
It would be blocked so quick, and every violation known to man will be brought forward, so that league would not make it. So it's crazy where we stand. It's like we have no choice. We have a choice, but we really don't. Unless we really, really like put your plan into place, put all our money together and do it right. But like we said, there's always going to be them dudes who's going to cross the line, the picket line, and go get that money, because it's hard to turn down $100 million when you don't have nothing. So that's the hard part. We're talking about people's livelihoods. James Mack said we need the job. The job don't need us. Ain't that's the cold part. That's cold, brother. All right, man. What you got? What if, man?
There's been a big topic that's been going on for maybe a couple of months, even some years now. What if we decided to say, okay, here we go. There are transgender athletes. Why don't we create a transgender federation of athletics? So we won't have these men going in the UFC who claim that they're women, who want to be women, but still have the bone density and the strength of a man, breaking people's skulls and seriously hurting people, or breaking girls' records in high school sports and doing things like that. So, and then the temptation of a morally, a coach, and I wouldn't say it's a moral thing. They just understand and know that if I had a team full of transgender girls and I put you out on the basketball court, we can beat all these other girls. So what do you think about that? Having a transgender federation where we can allow our transgender brothers and sisters have an opportunity to express themselves athletically?
I think it's not even a what if. I think it's the future. I think they're gonna have to have one, because as soon as it goes the other way, as soon as a male wants to identify as a female and play some ball, not track, not UFC, but a major sport like basketball, where it's the WNBA and they're supported by the NBA, and you get, someone made the joke, it was LeBron James wants to play women's basketball now, and he's going to average 100 points a game.
Oh yeah, that was Dave Chappelle.
And he said that's when they're going to stop it all. I believe that everybody deserves a fair opportunity to compete in a sport, to get married, all that stuff that the LGBTQ is fighting for. I believe they deserve rights. They're people too. However, it's not fair to the young ladies. It's not fair to the young men that they would have to be subjected to for not being that way. I believe there should be an open division, if not a federation, like you're saying, their own events. I believe they should be like high school kids who identify as opposite of what they were born. They should be able to compete, but you should not punish the young ladies who don't identify as such. So there should be a separate heat. So I would think a federation or a league, if there were enough competitors, I think it's possible. Just like there's women's football. If there are competitors and they want to play ball, they can't play with the men. It's dangerous. But if they form their own league, you're good. So now, if a transgender man who wants to identify as a woman wants to play football with the women, that's not cool. He gonna hurt somebody. I saw a transgender man that identifies as a woman playing college basketball. He was an older man,
yes,
and he went back and played college basketball, and he's in here He looks like Herman Munster, and he's in there getting rebounds and hitting girls upside the head with elbows. And I'm like, okay, I understand it's a good thing that he's playing, he's enjoying life. But what about the little girl who just got elbowed in the head and is bleeding? Like, okay, at some point they're gonna have to draw a line. So a federation might be in order, or separate division within the league. I think, again, give them a chance to play, but don't get girls hurt. I mean, I know they want to blame Joe Biden. This is way before Joe Biden. They've been trying to push this for a minute. And Joe Biden just happened to be the guy who signed it. Sleepy Joe, shame on you. You should have said, hey, wait. You mean to tell me men are going to wrestle girls with their bare hands and choke them out? That's not cool. I mean, at some point, you got to say that, yeah, that's not cool. Now, in track and field, they're not going to touch each other. You know, certain races, certain events, okay, as long as they don't have contact, but it can't be for a record. You can't take down records. It's not fair to FloJo, Marion Jones, Gail Devers, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, all the Olympians that have went before. Their record should be safe. If a transgender breaks a record, then make sure it's an asterisk on it. Should be an asterisk. Booker in the house, what up, brother? Beatrice says, transgender league would be a great idea. I think it's the only way you can do it. In track and field, I believe you put open, and some of your athletes that don't care, they can jump in that race. Let it be an open heat. And you know who you're dealing with. The girls, the boys, and open. That way, it's not a big old. It's not, you know, embarrassing, so to speak. It's more like anybody when they jump in this race can come get some. Book. Changing the subject on me, says, should Deion Sanders take a D1 job? Would that be counterproductive to his mission? At this point, yeah. He need to play this out for at least 3 years. Somebody said it's a stepping stone to a bigger job, but he needs to make this happen for other HBCUs. Otherwise, it was a stepping stone, and it's a bad look. But these kids will be in school.
What he's trying to do.
That's what he said he was trying to do.
I think he's genuinely trying to bring attention to HBCU football. I think he's genuinely trying to get more, you know how you say do what Kyrie said, do it more strategic, more covert. I think Deion is saying that we throw big names out there that the kids can recognize and identify, put them at these HBCUs, you'll start getting some of that talent to go home. Yeah. Go back to places that originally were made for them. So I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't think that he's there to get a D1 job. Only D1 job I think that he would have where you can't say, well, Deion shouldn't take that
Florida
job.
State.
It's Florida State.
But he wasn't ready for that.
He's got a mission.
He's timing it out. That's his next job. No doubt about it, big book. Deion will be the next coach at Florida State in about 5 years. But I think he does have to do his mission at Jackson State to make it right for those kids he's recruited. Because, you know, Deion's name, at this point, he wants it to be a good name. I think he cares about what he stands for. And they had his sons interviewed him the other day, just having fun. Dad, why was it important for you to come coach at Jackson State? Well, you know, I wanted to make sure the HBCUs got some love. And you know how Deion talks. Sounds great. Everything he says sounds great. So, Rio said at least 5 years. I think it'll be, you know, it's a good thing. And if he does move on to FSU, I won't be mad at that. Any coach that betters the situation, I think you asked me this. If I was coach at Tulane a few weeks back, you asked me, if you was at Tulane and UCLA offered me, but you had a great Tulane team, great contract, would you leave? Heck yeah. Dream jobs come around once in a lifetime. Even if it's a bad situation, you're going to go lose, but you got your opportunity, you take it. I think you take it. Yep. So I won't be mad if he leaves, Big Book. If he leaves, he did what he said he was going to do. He did bring a lot of publicity to HBCUs in the short time he's been coach.
Very short time.
Because would UCLA be playing against two HBCUs had Deion not taken the Jackson State job?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Never.
Why they ain't playing against Jackson State?
Probably not. That's what we should have played. You play Jackson State, you might get your head whooped. Because about next year, when them guys are all in school, that's going to be a squad.
And he gonna bring more recruits. That's what people are not understanding. Yeah, they're gonna follow. You know, because it's a follow me league. You know, or follow me culture. If Zion would have went to Grambling.
Oh wow.
You'd have more other kids going to Grambling. I'm going to Grambling too.
As soon as
you get a big star on the map, they're gonna go.
As soon as two or three of these kids from Jackson State get drafted, it's over. Kids are coming. They're coming already because Deion is selling them NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I want kids that's going to the NFL. The kids ask them what kind of kids you're looking for. I'm looking for kids who want to play in the league. Not get a degree. I want kids that want to go to the NFL.
It become the Kentucky of football.
That's what it's going to be, except there's no one and done. That's a whole other conversation. All right, last order of business, man. I got a nice sandwich waiting for me upstairs. Who should our Eagles, I got my Eagles hat on. It's almost that time again. Who should we draft, man? Coming up.
Draft time. Man, I did a whole draft board. I went through my people. My wife came up there and said, "Are you doing your research for tonight's show?" This is exactly what I was doing. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm building around my young quarterback. I'm going to give him an opportunity. We got rid of Carson Wentz for a reason. Not to draft another quarterback, but to bring in talent to surround his quarterback. We already dropped the ball on Jason Rieger. All right, but maybe he'll have a breakout season the next if he can stay healthy. So, very first pick I'm taking, whoever is available at the moment. I'll still toss up between these two guys. I'm either taking Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith at that 6th spot in the first round of the draft. We need another receiver, threat receiver. The problem with the Eagles offense last season, our receivers were terrible. Alshon Jeffrey had one catch the whole season.
And they hit him in the face mask. He had to catch it.
And Ward is a converted quarterback. Fogan, he's not that good. He's a practice squad guy, man. So we need to bring in somebody, man. Smith and Chase are the guys. I would take one of them in the first round. Who you got in the first round?
All right, so all I'm looking at is first round. I'm going Kyle Pitts, 6'6", 240, 4'4".
Tight end.
He's a tight end, but he's not really a tight end. I think he's that what's the tight end's name that threw the pass to Nick Foles?
Burton. Trey Burton.
Trey Burton. He's a faster version of Trey Burton, not necessarily Kelsey or Waller in Vegas, but he's in that mold. And I think he has the potential to be that good. So I'd go really big tight end, really big, fast tight end Kyle Pitts out of Florida. And if we don't get him, one of the two receivers you mentioned, and if we can't get them, I go ahead and get Patrick Surtain the second. I get Pat Surtain at cornerback and try to lock down one of those corners with our new defensive coordinator. But I agree, we need offensive help. Bad.
Yeah. So I mean, you only went first round, man. I went all the way through 7.
So who you got, man? Just name them off, man. That's all I knew. The first round pick. I know we got a high pick for the first time in a while. I don't want to waste it on Justin Fields. We got the same quarterback on the roster.
So second round, I'm hoping that this guy lasts. We get another receiver, Rashad Bateman from Minnesota, 6'2", 210. Was a baller up until the COVID season. He didn't do too well. Third round, I'm going with running back. Both the North Carolina running backs I really like, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter. They both show they can share the load. They're both versatile. But the guy that I think would be a steal, even in the third round, would be Stevie Scott from Indiana. He had 2 1,000-yard seasons as a freshman and a sophomore.
Yeah.
This in the COVID year, he didn't have that many yards. They threw the ball a lot more. They were a more talented team on the outside, so they did it. But I would go with Stevie Scott, 6'2", 231, 4'4", 40. I mean,
at running back?
Running back. So
big boy.
You need a big guy like that, a big boy. Fourth round, we don't have a fourth round pick, but I'm like trade Zach Ertz. He would be going into his 9th year. He wasn't all that healthy last year.
He gone.
Carter isn't that bad, and then we can get some linemen because you would get if he's still around, I would take Eichenberg from Notre Dame, 6'6", 305, or Walter Little from Stanford, 6'7", 304.
Are those left tackles?
Yeah, both of them are tackles.
Yeah,
left tackles.
We need tackle help, man. I think our tackles are done.
They're old now. Our tackles are old. And then the next round, so which one you don't get in the fourth round after trading Ertz to get that pick, you take that one in the second round, and then you take a tight end as well. They have a good backup tight end. So I would go with Kylan Granson from SMU. He's a big part of SMU's offense last year. I would take him. And then in the 6th round, I would take Jake Corrin from Cal, offensive tackle for the right side. So you would have 3 young tackles sitting in your offense that you can groom, and probably trade one just in case if the other 2 develop right. And then for the last pick, 7th round, you got to get you a grit and grind special teams player, a guy that you put in at safety, corner, whatever, linebacker. He fills in on special teams. He set the tone. He make big hits. Do all of that stuff. That's what you get. That's what your 7th round pick should be. So I went all the way through, man. I got a plan, man. You gotta score points. You gotta give your defense some break. I think the Eagles defense was good last year. The offense just didn't do them no favor. They got worn out.
No favor.
I love Ertz, but we got to get younger. And if we can get the kid from Florida.
Oh man, that's why I said Rio said tight end in the 1st round. I think he's a Kelsey type, man. He's going to change the whole dynamic of the offense if he is what he's cracked up to be. But what I saw on film, he's that good and that special. He's special. He's like Waller on your fantasy team. The man might score twice every game. He's in the right offense, but I still don't know what our new coach is going to talk about. Our offensive philosophy. James Mack said gets Amon St. Brown from SC. I thought that's Jalen Rieger, same player. Like,
I don't know, man. The St. Browns, they don't strike me. I know it was the 3 of them, right? They don't strike me as prime time players. I mean, I've watched all 3 of them. One was at Notre Dame, the other one's at Stanford, and the one at SC. They are good at that level, but they're not special. They're not game breakers.
That's why I said he's the same player as Rieger.
Yeah. So I don't know about those guys.
Compact, catches the ball well, can return kicks. And, he did get hurt at the end, so he's not invincible either. That's my only quirk against Devontae Smith is he got hurt when he got hit. He wasn't getting hit all year. He walking into the end zone untouched half the time. And then as soon as he got a good shot, broke his hand. And you know how the hands are.
Freak accident, though.
It can't be.
Yeah, that's a freak accident, though.
Yeah, but it was like on the biggest stage, and he was having a monster game. And they're like, you know what? Let's get this dude. Let's get this dude about the game real quick. Pop, one hit. Pop, first hit. Pop. Break that hand. 2nd round for Amon St. Brown. I love the way the Browns are named, though. Amon St. Brown, Equanimous. Is it Equanimous St. Brown?
Yeah.
Them boys got some cold names.
Amon-Ra, Equanimous, and what's the 3rd brother name? Because I know it's 3 of them. I can't think of the other one.
Probably Aloysius. Something cool. Something cool. Yeah, we need replacement for Jason Peters. He's too old. He wanted more money to play left tackle. So it's time for him to go. He was getting ran around. It was old. He was old, man. Receiver 2nd round, says Rio. Ertz and Goddard, they're getting along in the tooth. Goddard's young, but he's not Ertz, young Ertz. He's good. He's just not Ertz. And what's his name again? Equanimous, man. Mr. Brown was a cold piece, man. He didn't let them boys stretch. They weren't allowed to stretch. They weren't allowed to they were like the trio version of Todd Marinovich's dad.
Yeah, when I seen that special on that, I was like, oh my God. I said, is he taking it too far? I mean, his kids are successful because they got out of the high school to the next level. But I was like, I think he might be taking this a little bit too far.
Yeah.
But it seems to work. I mean, one is in the NFL, and the other 2 are on tap to go. So it might work out for him.
It's Osiris. There it is. Osiris St. Brown, Amon-Ra, and Equanimous. Who would you rather be? Who would you rather be named? Osiris, Amon-Ra, or
Amon-Ra. That's the Egyptian god. Like, he's like the Zeus of the Egyptian gods. I want Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra. Give me Osiris. I'll be talking junk every time I get the microphone. I'll be like, can you dig it? Even though his name was Cyrus, it was Osiris. They're like, we got the 4th Street Boys and the Jones Street Boys, and nobody's smoking nobody. Can you dig it? You're going to make me watch Warriors tonight, man.
Man, me and my daughter watched the Warriors, man, together. She had a blast, man. Our next movie that we're going to watch together is The Transporter. We gonna watch The Transporter, man. I like getting her into some of these old movies. She really enjoyed them. She loved the Warriors, man.
Oh man,
she was all into it.
the baseball furies used to give me nightmares.
They couldn't fight. They had baseball.
But they had
bats
the paint, and because I was like scared of Kiss, the rock band. And then when I saw them dudes baseball bats, and they was like, oh man, I won't know who was scary, the guy on the roller skates or the guy with the baseball bat and the makeup. That was a cool movie. Rodney said he likes Tyler Vaughn's more than he likes St. Brown. Tyler Vaughn too. Sometime he gave Bruins fits, but I think St. Brown's probably gonna be a better pro.
Well, I mean, time will tell.
Time will tell. You like Equanimous real, or you think that I'm acting a fool saying I'd rather be Equanimous? I'm pretty sure as a kid he probably thought he was shortchanged. How my brother get Amon Ra? He's Osiris. I'm what? Equanimous. You probably said that's some bull, Dad. How you gonna get Equanimous? And he got two cool names, and I got this old encyclopedia name. I can't even spell it. Dickie Hill in the house. What up, bro?
Imagine his teachers, man. They were probably like,
can I get a nickname? Like E. Your name is E. The rest of this year, E. E. Brown.
E man, the time.
E. St. Brown, sit down. My name is Equanimous.
Kids in my classroom get nicknames all the time, man. I got this kid Mario, man. I call him Super Mario. He know exactly who I'm talking to.
Super
Mario. And he'd be like, yeah. And one day I called his name and started playing the Mario theme song. And the whole class started laughing. So my class, you're gonna get you a nickname.
I mean, you feel wanted and you feel welcome when you get a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm calling you by your full name, Equanimous St. Brown, if you don't come over here.
Teacher don't like me, Dad.
Ain't right. Call me by my whole name.
Equanimous St. Brown.
My mom only called me my whole name once in my life. She said Anthony Abdul Cobb Jr. If you don't get in here right now, I'm like, Anthony Abdul Cobbs Jr. I ain't heard that since I read my birth certificate. Because I find out I'm not even really a junior. My dad didn't have a middle name. So I'm the first. And I stopped there. I wasn't going to put my son through that.
Oh, my poor son is the fifth. So
you got a legacy. That was from your show last night. All right, man. We got to get a time slot, man. Chris Johnson wants to come on the show. Chris Johnson wants to come on here and talk some basketball and coaching. And
he's always welcome, man. Even though I hated Chris Dunn when we was in high school.
Hated him.
Because they would kill us in basketball. They would throw the ball into the post to this 6'4" fat boy, and he would kill us. He'd go for
he would give you buckets. I told him about that time he beat Polly by himself. Well, him and Tremaine Folks. But he gave us mid-range buckets, and he said his son don't believe him because it's not on YouTube. I said, I'll come on your show and vouch for you. You gave us mad buckets, man. He was like, oh man, he's like, how come y'all not even invited me to come on the show? I said, I don't want you to big time us to say you can't do it. Big time. Don't big time me. So we gotta have him on the show, man. All right, man. Final words.
So, final words, man. It looks like our numbers are going down with COVID and stuff like that, and we're getting it done. With the vaccines, they're talking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and stuff like that, man. I know we got to wait our time and wait our limits when this comes. So if you are able to get the vaccine, get it. It's going to be for hopefully the betterment of the planet and getting us to move forward. I mean, we want this world to open back up. We want that contact out there, man. We want to be out there. So let's go about the right way of getting this thing done and not have to keep with this right now. I mean, it's fun, but it's time to get back to some norms. So let's all do our part and get ourselves back out there, so we can get back out there and then go about our lives.
Amen, brother. I'm waiting for that Johnson & Johnson shot, that one hit quitter, and then I'm gonna see if it works on some people before I go in there and jump up and get it. I know we're getting close. I believe they sent us a survey today if we want our kids to come back to school this year or not, or staying virtual. Again, y'all just keep using wisdom. Pray about it for your family, y'all. Everybody's individually, different and unique. And whatever's best for your comfort level, for your kids' sanity. Some kids need to go back to school for their sanity, for their peace of mind, for their happiness. My kid said he good on the virtual. He can do virtual the rest of his high school career, he said. So,
Wow.
every kid's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but us as parents, let's continue to stay positive around the house, showing love like Miss Mac and Jimmy Mac and AC and Miss AC, laughing and joking and playing so the kids know everything is all good, man. A happy home really makes the kids feel like this is going to be okay. So don't be walking around complaining all the time. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. If you got a roof over your head and food to eat, it's a good day. You blessed. All right, man.
Yep.
Hopefully they don't block me next week. Check me out on Tuesday. See if they let me be great on AC Sports.
Gotta let you be great, man. Gotta let you be great, man. Call the Roots up, man. Let the Roots know, man. We just plugging your music for the new generation, man.
I'm gonna call Black Thought tonight and see what's going on, man. I'm gonna say, hey, man. I'm gonna call Questlove. Like, man, what's going on, man? The What They Do instrumental. I can't use that. Come on, man. Appreciate everybody that came on the show, man. Rodney Saucier turned 58. Rodney Saucier's birthday yesterday. Rodney said he's 73 years old, like Joe Louis. How old is Joe Louis? 137 years old.
6 years old when he fought Rocky Marciano.
Coming to America. Come out next week. Coming to America next week. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Coming to America.
We're going to watch the first one and then we're going to watch the second one as a family.
I think it's free right now. Coming to America is free right now on Amazon Movies. You got me.
Okay.
Steve here. Deacon here got me. Appreciate that. All right, man. We out this piece.
Right, peace out, man. Happy end of Black History Month. Let's stay black. Let's stay strong.
It ain't never ending, man. It's always Black History. History is Black History. Says Kyrie Irving. All right, man. We out of here.
All right, man. Take care, man. Enjoy that sandwich.
It's going to be good. It's a Bobby from Capriati's.
Okay.
Turkey, cranberry sauce, and dressing. It be hitting. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know why. But somehow I go down smooth and it'll come up rough.
All right, man. Take care, man.
Peace out.
Hello.
Bye, Miss Mac. Peace.
Hi, Anthony.